Hi guys, I hope you well. I'm also well. My name is Caroline Kihugu and this is Caro on the Move YouTube channel. Today is on a Monday. Is it 9th? 8th? I'm not so sure about the dates, but it's on a Monday of September 2024, and I'm starting this vlog today on a Monday. Thank you very much for your continuous support. I really appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. Without you, without your support, I cannot do this thing. Anyway, I'm starting this vlog here at the rural area because there's a video I saw someone who lives in the US from Kenya saying that they fetch water with the jerrycan cans from the river, and I wanted to show that right now we have tap water in our homes. People have tap waters in their homes. We no longer go to the rivers, and this is a rural. You might say it's the town, but this is a rural area, Murang'a County. We have electricities, we have tap water. So whoever was saying so, that is outdated. That's what we left a long time ago. For those of you who ask the kind of houses we live in Africa, of course we have nice houses, and these are village in Africa, so we are not poor. I really hate it when people try and make it feel like we are very poor, we need assistance. No, we don't need assistance. We are not poor. This is where we store the water in case there is no water supply for a day. This is where we keep it. And you can see food is right just in front of the house. So how can we be poor? How can we go hungry? Well, food is all over. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes we cook with firewood, especially in the rural area. But in as much as we have firewood, we also have gas. We also have biogas and all that. So it's a choice to cook with firewood. You can decide to do biogas, especially for those who do cow farming. You can also cook with gas, which is readily available. So for those of you who are preaching, and especially I hate it when the person preaching poverty about Africa is from Africa. Come on, we are not poor. Africa is not poor. We can sustain ourselves. And something I want to believe is poverty starts from the mind. Poverty is also a mindset. I might not be wealthy, but if I decide on my brain, on my head, that I am not poor, trust me, I am not. Because poverty starts from the mind. I want to believe there are people who sleep hungry even in the US, even in other continents. But that doesn't mean the whole of US, or the whole of Europe is poor. There might be some poor people. You see, we also have birds. That is the storage, maize storage. And of course, we have forks and spoons, but we also prefer eating with our hands. That does not describe poverty. It's a choice. So shame on every African or Kenyan who have relocated to other continents and they preach of poverty. Africa is not poor. It might not be the place where you got wealth. We might not be wealthy, but we are definitely not poor. For example, the phone I'm vlogging with is a Samsung. How can a poor person, okay, I know I'm sure I'm not wealthy, but how can a poor person afford a Samsung? There are people who use iPhones. How can one afford it? How can a poor person afford that? So please stop preaching poverty. We are not poor in Africa. We are definitely not poor. And you have to love your continent better. You have to love your country better. And I want to believe that's why the president, in as much as we as the Gen Zs do not appreciate him, Ama, we feel like he's not doing the best. I want to believe that's why he wanted to do away with the mitumba clothes and empower more on the manufacture part, because he knows we can manufacture our own clothes, we can manufacture our own stuff, because we have very, very talented people who definitely sew better clothes, who definitely manufacture better, who are better engineers, and who can construct better roads. So come on, imagine we also use cars as a means of transport. So we are not poor. Hi guys, I hope you're well. I'm also well. Today's on a Wednesday. I don't remember dates, but today's on a Wednesday, September. That's all I know. But it should be between 10 and 15 around there. I'm not so sure which days today. But anyway, I didn't vlog yesterday. My day was kind of busy, and I also couldn't bring you along with me for that job. So today I've decided to pick up this camera because of some things I saw online, and I felt it was heartbreaking. Like, people take pride in people's misery. People are so happy in people's misery. There's this video I came along online about someone's car being seized because they had forgone paying rent for almost a year. And I'm not saying it's okay not paying rent, because even the person renting you the house built the house because they needed money. I'm not saying it's okay. Neither am I saying it's okay to start all that drama, because I want to believe with the process of seizing someone's car or someone item or anything, you need to have a court order. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this person, I'm not going to mention the name because the person is quite known in today's industry, especially things to do with the media and all that. But it's somebody who was doing very well. So statistics has it that business fail when they are at the peak. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that, because the misery or the pain was about this lady who decided to document the whole commotion, the whole thing, and decided, you know what, my audience would love to see this. And because the other time you told me to get the evidence, I'm going to take the evidence. So the lady documented the whole thing. She even had video as evidence. And you know what pained me the most is, this is a person who should be close to the guy. This is a person who works, I'm not so sure if they work in the same office, or it's near offices. I'm not so sure. But okay, even if the person didn't work in that office, I want to believe even the person okay, her employer should be worried of these persons out. Okay, how would I put it? Personally, I would not trust such an employee, because right now the person you are documenting the video about is a human being, is a person who did very well. Right now I'm also, maybe I'm the employee and I'm doing well. What about tomorrow when I'm not very well? What about tomorrow when I'm down in the pits? What about tomorrow when, not necessarily about money, but tomorrow when my life is not that great? What will happen to me? The same lady will document everything, and the same lady will not show kindness to me. So for me, I felt like, no, even if it's content, even if it's news, no, that was not okay. How do you document a whole thing? And especially the lady was even mentioning the name and saying this so and so doing this and this. Like, she was really happy telling this story. And even in between, that I'm sure the tires got spoiled in between, because the people who are here to seize the car walikuwa wametoa pumzi za tire. So this thing was so disturbing. It was so disturbing because I remember there was a time I was very, very low in cash. So on that month, I was late to pay my people. And even at that time, I remember I sent money to the wrong account. So okay, I wanted to send money so that, okay, I was sending money to pay these people, but then I sent the money to the wrong account. And you know how banks take time. So the process of me having the money back and all that, obviously the days had gone by. But then every time I'm meeting someone, they are telling me, Connie, what is happening? You know, Makio had already told them, you know, I'm going to be a bit late to pay you because I was sending you the money, but then I sent it to the wrong account. So I'm in the process of trying to get this money refunded to me. Hey. Well, guess what? Every person I meet, Connie, what is going on? Your people you've not paid your people. You're not paying your people. Even people I don't talk to, even people I don't talk with, people I don't joke with, and they're telling me, pay your people, so do you do what? Until one day, they decided, you know what, I'm not coming to work. By then there were 3. No, by then there were 4 working in that station. So the 2 of them decided, you know what, I'm not coming to work today. To show you that you cannot do it without me. So I'm being called by the director, you know what? How is it that you only have 2 people working today? You can imagine the stress, but anyway, life had to continue. And Makio, okay, they didn't come today, so I think I only stayed for today, tomorrow, and the next day I paid them. So I was like, if these people are the same, okay, these are the employees who I've been paying earlier in advance. But then anyway, I felt down, I felt bad, I felt hurt. So I'm trying to imagine how this person felt. The person is not in the right state of mind at that moment. The person just wants to escape this thing and think life differently. The person just wants to figure out where to get money from. I know it's not okay to forgo rent. That one I'm not even going to condone it, because I also know, imagine I worked for you and I don't pay you, that is not okay. That one I'm not going to justify it. But then they are the right procedures, they are the right process to go through all this. And even when the policemen came and asked the agent that was seizing the car, they didn't even have the court order. They didn't go through the right process. They didn't go through the right process to come and seize the car. Anyway, what I'm saying, let's not be happy of people's misery. Let's not be excited of when people are suffering. I might be suffering today, but tomorrow I'll not be the same. I'll not be suffering today, tomorrow. Okay, I might be even suffering tomorrow and the day after. But then whenever my grace comes, because I might be I might be so hardworking and not make fortunes, because it's out of God's grace that we get something. It's out of His grace that our things go well. I also know about planning, about money management, because I was reading this book, The Psychology of Money. I remember showing you. I read about the book. It's here for evidence. I don't remember the exact page. The statement where he said that even Rihanna, in her early age in career-wise, there was a time that she told her manager that, you didn't tell me that I'm going bankrupt, something like that. And the manager was like, you should know that if you spend and spend and spend, you'll be bankrupt. And then the argument was, I'm paying you to tell me that I don't have money. I'm paying you to tell me that I'm losing money. You might assume that everybody knows that if I spend and spend and spend, I'll still have enough. No, it is not always about common sense. And you know, most of us are trying to nurse the childhood traumas. Most of us, like for example, when I bought these seeds, I told you before that it has always been a wish. So me getting these seeds, I'm nursing that urge, I'm at that will, I'm at that hope of getting these seeds. So if I don't do my planning well, if I don't do my calculations well, I know that after buying these seeds, I won't have enough left. If I'm not sober enough, in short, if I'm not sober enough, I'll not know that spending 60-something thousand on a seed and not doing the calculations how much I'm left with will cost me. Without all that, and without being sober, trust me, I'll do things because it's always been a wish of mine to do them. And you know, one of the biggest problem we have is whenever you are starting, most of us are in survival mode. Most of us are in survival mode, and most of us always wish to get out of that struggling and survival mode. So the moment you get that big check, after getting that big check, guess what I'm going to do? Of course, I'm going to buy everything I've always wanted without thinking about tomorrow, without thinking that if I spend this money, I won't have enough for tomorrow. If I spend this money, how will I survive in case something else doesn't come up? You know, I was listening to Jorwaya Kodi on Kameme, the major interview, and I was like, yeah, this has been me. Major said that before, whenever he started his singing career, he used to like plan for the money he didn't have. And that has been me. It has been me all along, even now. I have been planning for what I think I'll get. Like, for example, if I know that I've worked in this company, or if I've offered these services, definitely I have to be paid. But then who say that they're going to pay on time? They might delay, which has always been the case. But then whenever I started, guess what I was doing? I'll plan for whatever I have right now. Okay, I'll plan for whatever I have and whatever I think I'm going to get. So if I go do the job and they tell me, you know what? Our accountant is not in today, so we are going to send you the money tomorrow. What will I do? I've used a car. Maybe I had gotten fuel on credit. I need to pay for the transport. I need to pay for the people I worked with. How will I survive? And you can imagine the stress. You can imagine how much headache I'll have. You might think it's common sense that after working, I should get paid. It is not. People have a plan, but then because I don't have the money, I need them to work by my plans. But then guess what? If they had decided they're going to pay next week, they'll pay next week. No matter the pressure. And most of them will tell you, we will pay by this time. And they might also be waiting to get the money. And especially if you work with a company that is waiting on the government to pay so that they can pay you. Even those owning a shop, you know what I'm saying. I'll come to your shop, I'll get things on credit, and because I know that I'll not go sleep hungry while you are my friend, I'll come get things on credit, and maybe I'm going to pay you at the end of the week or at the end of the month. Guess what? My salary is delayed. What will I do? You'll have to wait until it comes. But then you see, you as the shop owner knew that after this person pays, I'll be able to pay the rent. And you know, if you've owned a business or you are self-employed, you know that the business has good days and bad days. Anyway, in short, what I'm saying, for anybody to go documenting about people's miseries, it's not okay. It's not right. Even those who have been employed knows that sometimes the salary comes early in advance, sometimes it's delayed, and there are things you had budgeted for and you don't have enough money. So what will you do? You start salvaging for what you have, or you start taking loans to survive. And of course, if you take a loan to survive, you know it becomes a liability. So it is not common sense to think that if I use money, I will always use it. It is not common sense to know that after using it, it's going to end. It takes a stable mind. It takes a stable person to tell you, if you overspend this money, you'll not have enough for tomorrow. I'm sure even the richest people knows that. They had to go they had to put up some of this discipline, and they had to be sober to make these choices. Because I know even at their beginning, when they were beginning, they had to make some of these mistakes. And why? Because they are too excited to make or to have received certain amount of money. But then things went by, they were doing very well, but now they are low. They were doing very, very well, but right now they can't afford it. But then you see, as a man, they have that ego of, I'm a man, I need to figure out a way to do or to go about this life. I'm a man, I need to know how to survive. I'm a man, I need to do this and this. These days, even ladies, I remember starting this job back in 2020. Yeah, it was at that corona time. And of course, I didn't have enough. I've given this story before. The savings I had left, of course, whenever you are starting, it's give, 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 give before you start receiving. Then it got to a point where my parents started, okay, especially my mom, started telling me, why not get a job? Why not go get employed? You see, instead of me having that support, I'll get fought. I know my mom is very proud. I'm not saying that to make her look bad. No, my mom is really, really supportive. And I understand she was saying so because she was worried my child will go or will fall into depression. Because anyone who knows me knows how determined I am. If I set my mind to doing something, you will not stop me easily. So back then, I used to be very stressed. Very, very stressed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to quit because it was more of trying to nurse that ego that I can do it. I'm a grown up, I can do it. So I want to believe that this particular person didn't want to let go this company, or maybe didn't want to go of this house because maybe it was a nice place, logistic wise. Maybe the place, you see, the excuse you give yourselves. 2, because he feared that the society would judge him. 3, the person who was afraid of letting go because maybe he was the breadwinner. Maybe he had so many people depending on him. So for him to give up, maybe it was not just maybe it was not an option. And there you are. This person already have a lot on his plate. The person has a lot to do with life. The person has a lot to deal with. The person is not okay mentally. The person is afraid. The person is scared. But then because he's a man, he's supposed to show that he's a man. He's not supposed to show weakness. As per what we are told, as per what our society tells us. And especially for him being a big brand that is known all over the country, he was worried of what would come of him. So don't tell me that to expect that person to think that maybe I've forgone this rent. What do? Maybe I can just talk to these people and tell them I cannot pay this amount. What do you want? That is not what he was thinking. Maybe the person was thinking, okay, everybody thinks or hopes it's going to be better. And unless he's sober enough to know that they don't care. It is me and this business, it's me and my life. Unless he is sober enough, unless he has somebody who is sober enough to tell him, you know what? It is true. Right now you're not in that position. But then, maybe we can do better. Maybe if we go if we went through this road, we might do this and this and this. They tell me that the guy had kiburi and all that, but we judge a lot. I don't know him personally. I've only seen him in the media. But then you might claim that the person was proud. But then what do we call pride in Kenya? Anybody who doesn't give you whatever you want is termed to be proud here in Kenya. Anybody who doesn't have the time to stay with you and talk, drink and not do all that with you is proud. Don't understand your life, and we are not even entitled to have people listen and understand us. That's for sure, no. But then as people, I feel like we can do better. I feel like we can support each other better. Well, I cannot give you money, but then I don't have to show the world you are, how do I put it? I don't have to show people your vulnerable moments. If I cannot help you, I would rather not post it. If you can't help someone, stop roasting them. Also, I don't know if you know cartoon comedian. There's a post I saw online when this blogger said that cartoon comedian deleted her Instagram account. I'm not so sure if it's true. I haven't checked. But then the comments were even worse. Yeah, some people might call it sarcastic, but then before opening that mouth and saying the worst about that person, why not try and reach out and know why this person deleted the account? I don't know how many times I've deleted my Facebook account, and especially when I'm low, especially when I was going through it, especially when the people close to me were fighting me. I know I like posting a lot about things going on in my life. That one I'm sure I know. That one I'm sure I like posting. And especially I like vlogging. But then people close to you don't understand why you do it. And instead of asking why you do it, they're fighting you. And that was a reason enough for me to delete my account. Not once or twice, I've deleted Facebook very many times. I love Facebook personally. I know you might call me vintage, but then that's just me. I love Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm not so much a fan of Instagram because I feel it's too much pressure there. But then if you followed me for long enough, you know that I don't post whatever I don't own. If I can't have something, I can't have it. So I don't think it should be, I don't think I should pressure about it. And the reason why, one of the reasons I post about some of the things that I've done, it's because I know that there are days when I struggled. There are days when I was asking and I was praying for the things I want right now. So the bigger purpose of me posting some of these things is showing how much God can do, how much God is faithful when you pray and you ask Him for some of these things. We don't post things to brag. Okay, at least I don't post things to brag. I don't post things to show how much capable I am. No. Some of these things, we post them because we know somebody else out there is about to give up because they have tried so long. They have tried for long. But then nothing happens to come out of it. For example, I opened this YouTube channel, I think back in the first YouTube I opened back in 2019, but then I didn't know how to use it. I think, okay, this YouTube channel is 3 years old. So you can imagine, for 3 years, I'm still not at 1,000. I think at least this time round, I'm almost 1,000, especially this year. I've been more consistent and we've been growing. So imagine me struggling all along with this YouTube channel. Until now, I'm almost 1,000. And I'm happy that I'm almost at 1,000. And you still want to roast me. You still want to judge me. Come on. Come on. It's not show off. You still think that I'm showing off. 3 years struggling to make this channel even get to 1,000 subscribers. 3 years trying to get this channel to 4,000 watch hours. I just think it's not right. I just think we need to do better. We can do better as human beings. If Rihanna was at the verge of bankrupt and now she's one of the most successful business ladies, then what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? It's okay I have a bad day today, and it's okay my things are seized. It's okay I can afford that today. But then tomorrow is going to be much better. So I don't understand when you try to post my misery today online. No. By the way, if you're close to cartoon comedian, kindly reach out to her. Maybe she's going through a lot. If it's true, she has deleted her Instagram account, kindly reach out to her. Nobody deletes what they earn from. Nobody stops going to work. A job they have really worked hard to get, and they are okay with it. Unless she's decided to sell the account, unless she has decided to, how do we call it, to change career. Kindly, someone who is close to her, kindly reach out. Let her know that she has people to depend on. Anyway, that's it for today. I think I'm going to end this vlog here because I feel like this vlog is going to be about me complaining about the things I feel like they don't sit well with me online. Anyway, I may start a new vlog tomorrow. That is in case, okay, today I'm not busy, I'm not going to vlog again. In case I will not be so busy tomorrow and Friday. But I'll try my best to vlog tomorrow, from tomorrow. So I'm going to end this vlog here, and you'll have it on Monday. I don't even know which date Monday is going to be because I don't even know which day today is. Anyway, that's it. If you've not already subscribed, kindly help me get to 1,000 subscribers. We are really close to 1,000 subscribers. Help me get to that 1,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate. And I really appreciate your comments. I really appreciate the support. It really means a lot. If you are there starting something, please don't give up. And also, don't expect those who are close to you to help you. Don't expect those who are close to you to support you. But then, somewhere along the way, they will come along. That's the reality of life, unless you are very close people. For example, for me, I was really lucky to have an uncle who believed in me. Uncle Mwangi, thank you very much. Also, my dad believed in me. But he didn't give me the money, but he really believed in me. My mom also believed in me. She was just a mom. She was just a parent who feared that her child is going to suffer, but then she really believed in me. So I was lucky to have at least 3 people believing in me. And at that time, the boyfriend, he knows I've told him thank you very many times because he also supported me. So, yeah. I was lucky to have at least 4 people believing in me, and the clients who believed in me. And I hope you'll continue believing in me. And I hope to continue doing the best and to achieve more and to bring you better services every day. I'm still learning. I'm still making mistakes, but I'm still learning and trying to put up measures to serve you better. Another story before going. Actually, you know, when you start something, some things you assume you know them. And even the people close to you assume you know them because they are basics. Because they are basic. So, you see that, what do you call it? Petty cash. I was in charge of admin mostly. So, of course, the petty cash, I didn't know that the petty cash is supposed to be signed by the person I give out money. That one I didn't know. So what I would used to do, everything I used that day and everything I collected that day, I would write everything I collected and minus everything I used. And I would really document it very well down. And the people I worked with, they knew I'm making a mistake, but then they never told me. I don't know if they thought if they told me I'll be angry, but I'd rather feel stupid and learn than feel stupid for a very long time and come to learn of it sometime back in the future. Anyway, now that I look back, if you see me making a mistake, kindly find a way to tell me. It's much better to know about it than feel embarrassed in the future. But anyway, if you're starting something, you make those mistakes and you learn from them. But the best teacher is learning from other people's mistakes. Don't wait to learn from your own. Anyway, that's it. Have a good week ahead, and I'll do better in terms of creating content. Bye.